Imagine a war sparked by an argument over who keys a church door that somehow escalates into a global conflict, claims nearly 1 million lives, and introduces the world to battlefield photography, trenches, and the modern hospital. Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into this forgotten clash of empires, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button, follow us, smash the like, and share. Your support keeps these deep dives coming. The year is 1853. The Ottoman Empire, once a terrifying superpower, is crumbling. European leaders call it the sick man of Europe. Seeing an opening, Russian Tsar Nicholas III decides it's time to expand south, but Russia needs a pretext. The excuse? A petty dispute between France and Russia over who should protect Christian shrines in the Holy Land. No, seriously. But behind the religious curtain was pure geopolitics. Russia wanted to dominate the Black Sea. Britain and France were absolutely terrified of Russia gaining too much power. When Russia marched into Ottoman territory, the fuse was lit. By 1854, Britain and France declared war, teaming up with the Muslim Ottomans to stop the Russian bear. The Allies decided to strike Russia where it hurt, their massive naval base at Sevastopol, located on the Crimean Peninsula. What followed was total chaos. This wasn't the romanticized warfare of the Napoleonic era. This was the brutal dawn of modern combat. The Crimean War was the first to use telegraphs for instant news, the first to use steamships for logistics, and the first to feature rifled muskets, which absolutely tore infantry charges to shreds. Nowhere was this outdated thinking more tragic than the Battle of Balaclava in 1854. Due to a miscommunicated order, a British light cavalry unit charged directly into the jaws of a valley lined with Russian artillery. It was suicide. 600 rode in. Barely half made it back. It became immortalized as the Charge of the Light Brigade. A stunning display of bravery, but total tactical madness. But the guns weren't the biggest killers in Crimea. It was disease, cholera, dysentery, and typhus swept through the filthy Allied camps. If you were wounded, the military hospitals were basically a death sentence. Enter Florence Nightingale. Shocked by reports of soldiers dying in their own filth, she arrived at the Scutari Hospital with a team of nurses. By introducing basic sanitation, washing sheets, and improving ventilation, she revolutionized military medicine. She became known as the Lady with the Lamp, comforting dying soldiers in the dark, and her data-driven approach changed healthcare forever. Meanwhile, back in Russia, the siege of Sevastopol dragged on for 11 brutal months. Soldiers dug massive networks of trenches, a horrifying preview of what World War I would look like 60 years later. By 1855, Sevastopol finally fell, and a year later, the Treaty of Paris ended the war. Russia was forced to retreat from the Black Sea, humiliated and broke. To pay off their war debts, Russia made a decision that changed global geography forever. They sold a giant frozen piece of land called Alaska to the United States for a measly $7.2 million. The Crimean War changed everything. It shattered the peace of Europe, modernized medicine, birthed war journalism, and set the stage for the massive geopolitical rivalries of the 20th century. What do you think was the most shocking part of this conflict? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.